Hello guys, this is Leo from Coast on Posters, and today I'm gonna talk about this poster here with the quote: "The less you own, the freer you are." So, less you own, the freer you are. I think that we now in our lives we grew up with this concept of buying things, buying stuff, and society just like keeps putting this notion on us that we need to have stuff, and we need to have a car, and we need to have clothes, and we need to have maybe a house, or we need to buy a house, or we need to have gadgets and the latest stuff, and we need to have these things. And this is basically what society tries to actually make us believe, that we need all these things, because that's the way society can generate wealth and produce. That's the way countries can keep producing things to actually create stuff increase the economy. And that's the whole entire design of society, and that's like the whole game of corporations, right? To make you buy stuff that you actually don't need. And it's quite interesting, because if you actually think about it, many industries, they're very smart in making you actually believe and shaping society in a way where you have to believe that you actually end up believing that you actually need something to, otherwise you don't value anything in society, right? So you need the latest watch, or you need a beautiful watch, or you need like fashion clothes and all these things, and then, for example, the fashion world is also very much about that. Basically, it's about getting into this basic, raw, natural emotions that you have, capitalizing on them, making you believe that you need stuff, making you believe that you need to buy stuff to be happy, and so and it's like shopping is like a therapy, isn't it? Like, you need to shop for stuff so you can be happy. And it's really, I got stuck on that so many years in my life. I was like doing things and buying things because I thought these things would actually make me happy, and I was spending my money on these things, which actually I just like realized later that these things they end up becoming a drag, So yeah, I have, like for example, and even things that are actually interesting, like for example, art books. I have some art books in my apartment, like as you can see in other videos that I do, which you can see another background where with my living room, and you see there are some art books on the background. And this is the thing that I bought many of these books during the course of the years of my life, and now I have these books which is nice, which they're great. Like they are they make the decoration of my apartment something interesting. But at the same time, you get stuck with it, because now if I want to move, like suppose that I want to go and move to another country, how am I gonna bring those books with me? I can't, right? I can't. And same thing with shoes. Like I have maybe, I used to have more, right? But now I have like 10 pairs of shoes. Like if I want to move to another country, how I'm gonna do that? So I'm gonna like spend all my money, spend a huge amount of money bringing these things to another country, and it's a huge waste of money, and also is a huge waste of natural resources, right? To actually produce these things and then ship worldwide. And then I have these things, and then now I have to like move these things someone else if I want to move to another country. So it's unsustainable. And then imagine this like on a global scale. Imagine everybody. Imagine China now. China doing these things, and Chinese people buying all these things and moving to another countries, and it's totally unsustainable. It's totally bad for the environment, bad for everything. The only thing is not bad is for the economy. So the economy, this is good for the economy, because the economy keeps growing. But what's the point? I mean, what's the point of growing the economy at the expenses of fucking with the planet? And then think about that all these things later in your life, many of these things, they start to make sense to you. They start to have meaning, right, for you. And I think, yes, nowadays I just feel like, you know what? If I'm gonna go to another country and move to another country, I'm not gonna take anything with me anymore. It's over. All the stuff that I have, furniture, books, clothes, I'm gonna give. I'm gonna donate, and I'm not gonna take. I'm just gonna take with me the basic stuff: one pair of shoes, 2 pants, my gym clothes, which is something important, because I gotta exercise every day. So I need to have like a couple of those, because then I can wash every week. But those doesn't take too much space on the luggage. But yeah, I'm really inclined to actually, in the futures ahead, to live a minimalistic life like this, where actually I don't need much, right? And I can put everything of my life in a suitcase, in a big, or 2 big suitcases, or 1 big suitcase and 1 small. Basically, that's what the allowance of the economy travel aircrafts, the airlines, that's what I can take. I can take 1 big and 1 small with me. So yeah, I think I would do that. And I think I would live a much happier life if I do that. But the thing is, then you have to, and I think now there's a big trend in the world where you see people renting apartments fully furnished. And I think this trend is because of that, is because people are actually realizing that they don't want to accumulate a lot of stuff. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think there is a movement of minimalism, and I would like to belong to this movement. I'm not saying I belong now, because I still have my apartment here and my stuff, but maybe in the future, depending on the circumstances of my life, I would definitely try to do it, you know. Yeah, and I mean, basically, I mean, how do you live a minimalistic life? Basically, you just stop buying stuff, stop buying things. Or if you buy some things, buy it, but think about what you're gonna do with them. How can you donate them later on to someone, maybe to a friend, or maybe you can donate to a charity, you know. You can buy stuff if you want, if you're gonna use some things, but later on think about it. You give to someone else, you know, or maybe buy thinking about reselling, you know. And man, you're gonna see that you're gonna save so much money. You're gonna have a much happier life, you know, much happier life. Because if you're stuck with things, with possessions, it's because something actually is missing in your life. Well, think about it. If you are in a situation where you feel that you need to buy stuff to be happy, something is missing in your life. You're not spending your life doing something that you love. So try to reshape your life in a way that you can actually produce, that you can be productive and do something to the world that will generate wealth for yourself, and that will also help others. And so instead of actually being in the consumer mode, be in the producer mode. Do stuff, make stuff, you know, make videos, make whatever you want to make that is very personal. Like, for example, me, I'm doing posters now. Think about what you can do, you know, and how you think about things that you can spend your time that doesn't revolve spending money and buying stuff, especially buying stuff, right? Because, for example, you can travel, you can go and travel somewhere and spend your money traveling, and what you're getting from it, basically you're getting experiences, you're getting like this thoughts, good thoughts in your mind, which are great, that you can keep them for the rest of your life. Or maybe you're taking photos, and these photos are gonna also give you many good memories in the future, but you're not like buying. So avoid buying so many stuff when you travel. Basically, you know, just buy the basic stuff that you need to live your life, and don't think about anything else. When I mean basic stuff, I mean really basic, you know, like one pair of shoes, that's it. If you don't need another pair of shoes. You only need a second pair of shoes when you finish with that, when that pair of shoes get like ripped and get broken or spoiled or whatever, then you can buy another one. So, and then maybe you can, if you have a lot of money, you can still live a minimalistic life, but you can buy things with more quality, you know. So for example, you have a lot of, suppose that you earn 3 figures, you got a lot of money, right? But you want to have a minimalistic life because you want to move around and you don't see the concept of accumulating stuff that you're not going to use, right? So buy things with more quality, you know, like buy the best mobile cell phone that you can have, buy the best laptop that you can have, and stuff like that. But don't buy 2, you know, like don't buy 3 cameras, buy 1 camera, or don't even buy a camera. Why do you need a camera? But use the camera from your phone, you know, and stuff like that. Buy a pair of shoes that is like very good quality, that is gonna last for a long time, so you don't need to worry, and buy something that is neutral, like black color, so because black goes well with everything, right? So yeah, like think about these things. Those are some tips for you to have a, like for example, I have my suitcase is a very good one, and it's a very expensive one that I bought, but that's all I need, you know. I'm gonna use this suitcase, I hope, for the rest of my life, because it's not gonna break. It has like, I think 8 years warranty or something. So it's gonna be there, you know. It's gonna be there, and I think that's it, you know, like those are some tips for you. And if you can't do it, if you're really this kind of person that likes to collect stuff, like I know some people that collect stuff, like they collect sneakers, they collect caps and these things. But man, think about all the burden. Think about the damage you're doing to the environment. Some people collect cars. Think about what you could be actually also doing with this money, because instead of buying these things and occupying more space in your closet, damaging the environment, and spending your money, you could take this money and invest your money into stocks. You could buy stocks, you could collect stocks. What about that? How about collecting stocks, collecting bonds, collecting like things that you could electronically keep, and that these things would actually generate you income, you know. So these things would actually give you passive income. So why don't you think about these things, you know, instead of spending money on a car that's gonna sit there and you're not gonna use that much that car. Do you really need that car? Think about it. And so maybe it's gonna sit there and it's going to, like, every year it's gonna lose its value. What if you take all this money that you would of buying this car and put in the stock market, and then at the same time this money would be growing? Well, think about it, especially during the moment of crisis where the stocks are really cheap. You could buy them for cheap, and then when the economy starts to regain momentum, you can just like earn a lot of money on it, and then you can take the dividends and you can reinvest. And so what about possessing nothing, just possessing a suitcase, but having $1 million invested, earning you dividends that actually you can live your life off these dividends, that you can actually buy your freedom. Because this quote is basically about that. You want your freedom. You don't want to get stuck in a country, or you don't want to get stuck in needing some sort of space because you have things to fill the space. You don't want to get these things, right? You don't want to carry this elephant with you wherever you go. You want your freedom. So think about having this kind of life, and I think that you're gonna feel that your life, you're gonna have much more possibilities in your life. Your life will open up to a lot more possibilities, right? So that's something for you to consider. And yeah, basically that's it. That's what I got to say about that. And hope you grasp this idea. Hope you sympathize with it. I know it can be hard in the beginning, but I think it's definitely something worth trying, because I think that in the end, if you really grow yourself, if you really get more mindful and more conscious about the world and about society and all the traps that society puts on you, I think you're gonna understand that this concept that I'm trying to explain makes a lot of sense, right? And you're gonna live a much healthier and happier life like this, for sure. All right, so thank you very much. That's it. This is the quote: less you own, the freer you are. And please subscribe my channel and like the video if you like, or if you don't like the video, dislike it, and put your comments so we can start a discussion. And thank you very much. See you next time.